With rain across the glass, the train gave one last whisper as the quiet morning passed. My suitcase rolled beside me on the polished station floor, and the city felt much softer than the one I left before. Above me, silver windows held the clouds in careful lines. Travelers moved slowly past the ticket gates and signs. No one seemed to hurry, no one spoke too loud. Kyoto wore the rainfall like a thin and patient cloud. I paused beneath the high roof with my camera on my chest, watching umbrellas open like dark flowers from the west. A little shop was steaming with rice and tea inside, and the smell of warm beginnings followed where I tried to hide. Outside the station doorway, the streets were shining gray. Buses breathed beside me, then folded into spray. I wrote inside my notebook, first rain, first quiet air. A city does not greet you, it lets you enter there. Calling bright, only tires through the water and soft umbrellas in the light. I tightened up my brown scarf and stepped into the rain. A black cat with a camera, learning Kyoto's name. One more city, one more morning, one more map inside my coat. One more platform left behind me, one more gentle travel note. Kyoto opens slowly, with no promise and no sign, just rain upon the station and a road becoming mine. Rain on a wooden street fell from roofs in silver strings. Old houses leaned together like they knew small quiet things. The stones beneath my footsteps held the morning in their shine, and every narrow doorway had a slower sense of time. I walked without a hurry, past a shop of folded cloth, past a lantern still sleeping with the daylight barely off. A bicycle stood waiting by a wall of cedar brown, and the rain made every corner feel softer than a town. Leaves were low above me, the windows warm and small. A paper sign moved gently on a nail beside the wall. Someone swept the entrance with a broom of straw and care, then nodded to the morning as if I had always been there. I stopped beside a water jar where little circles grew. Each raindrop made a story, then became the sky again. I wrote inside my notebook: wood, rain, stone, and tea. Kyoto does not hurry to become a memory. A bell rang from a doorway somewhere farther down the lane, not loud enough for calling, just enough to join the rain. I followed that small ringing past roofs of black and gray. The city kept unfolding in a quiet kind of way. By the time the street grew empty, my coat was touched with mist. The wooden walls were glowing like the morning had been kissed. I did not need a landmark, I did not need a view. Kyoto was the rain itself, and I was passing through. Near the streets of Gion, I found a room of tea. A wooden door slid open like it had been waiting quietly. Rain stayed on the windows in a soft and silver line, and a small bowl of matcha warmed the space in time. I sat beside the low light with my backpack by the wall. The room held almost nothing and somehow held it all. A sweet was placed before me on a little paper square. Green tea, rain, and silence were resting in the air. The piano in my memory moved slowly through the room, though no one played an instrument beneath the afternoon. A band the station and the wooden street before, the lanterns not yet glowing near the narrow tea house door. Then I stopped and listened to the cup within my paws. Some journeys become clearer when a traveler learns to pause. Outside, a few umbrellas passed the window one by one. The clouds were pale and heavy, but the room was almost sun. The tea was slightly bitter, the sweet was soft and small. Kyoto taught me balance without explaining it at all. When I stepped back to the street, the rain had turned to mist. The wooden signs were shining where the afternoon had kissed. I carried tea and silence in my coat and camera lens, and walked toward the lanterns where the first day softly ends. Before the evening settled, the lanterns learned to glow, one by one in narrow streets where rain had moved below. The wooden walls were darker, the stones were touched with gold, and Kyoto felt much older than any map I hold. I walked past quiet doorways where warm rooms waited in. Small restaurants were opening with paper shades within. A cook stepped out with water and washed the entrance stone. The little stream went shining down the alley on its own. The sky was turning indigo above the low black tiles. A bicycle moves softly through the lane in gentle style. I raised my vintage camera but lowered it again. Some lights are better carried than captured in a frame. A soft saxophone in memory met the koto in the rain, not from any open window, but from somewhere in my brain. I wrote inside my notebook, lantern, mist, and wooden door. The first night of Kyoto does not need anything more. People passed in whispers with umbrellas folded tight. Their footsteps made small rhythms in the amber evening light. I followed no direction, only warmth along the wall. Kyoto seemed to guide me by glowing very small. At the end of the alley, the street became the night, but the lantern stayed behind me like a trail of quiet light. So I closed my first day gently, with rain still in my coat. A black cat under lanterns riding Kyoto's opening note. Morning steps in Gion move softly after rain. The stones were dark and shining down a narrow wooden lane. The lanterns from last evening had folded into day, and every quiet doorway seemed to breathe and look away. I walked beneath low rooftops with my scarf around my chin. A wooden sign was swinging where a small shop slept within. No market called me forward, no station pulled me through. Only rain upon the eaves and a sky of gentle blue. A woman opened shutters with slow and careful hands, then swept the little entrance like she understood the land. She nodded when she saw me with my camera and my coat. A black cat passing lightly through a morning travel note. Somewhere behind the alley, a kettle started singing, not loud enough for waking, just enough for beginning. The smell of rice and cedar moved quietly through the air. Kyoto did not hurry, but morning still was there. I paused beside a doorway where rain fell from a chain. Each silver drop was counting something softer than a name. I wrote inside my notebook, Gion, before the crowd. A city can be silent and still speak very loud. By the time the street grew warmer, footsteps joined the stone. Bicycles, umbrellas, and voices not alone. But I kept that early quiet in my coat and camera frame. Morning steps in Gion. before the whole day came. Stronger near noon, so I followed a paper sign down a little side street where warm windows softly shine. A sliding door moved open with a wooden gentle sound, and a bowl of udon waited where the quiet could be found. I sat beside the counter with my camera on my knee. The cook moved without hurry through the steam of barley tea. Outside, umbrellas gathered like dark flowers in a row. Inside, the broth was golden and the world began to slow. The noodles rose like ribbons from the bowl into the air. A little cloud of comfort curled around my whiskers there. I tasted rain and ginger and something soft and deep, the kind of simple warmth a traveler wants to keep. Spoke in quiet, tired tones. A student read a manga with wet socks and headphones. No one watched the weather with complaint or heavy eyes. The rain was just another part of lunchtime passing by. I wrote inside my notebook, broth, rain, wood and steam. A small shop can be larger than the places in a dream. The bowl became a harbor, the counter was a shore, and Kyoto kept on raining just beyond the sliding door. When I stepped back outside, the street was silver white. My coat was warm with soup, and my paws were walking light. Some meals are not remembered by flavor alone, but by the rain outside them and the way they make you home. where the wooden shelves were low. paper moons of red and cream were resting in a row. The rain outside the doorway made circles on the stone, and every painted handle looked quietly at home. An old man near the window was tying bamboo thread with careful, steady fingers and silver hair upon his head. He did not ask my reason, he simply let me stay, as if a passing traveler could watch the work of day. One umbrella held a river, one had maple leaves, one was pale as morning with cranes along the seams. I stood beneath their shadows with my camera hanging still. The room was full of weather, but the air was calm and still. The shopkeeper raised one softly and turned it toward the light. The paper caught the rainfall in a quiet shade of white. He said, "A good umbrella does not fight the sky. It only walks beside it until the clouds pass by." I chose a small, dark one with a line of faded gold. It matched my coat and camera and the stories I could hold. Outside the rain kept falling, but it felt less like a wall, with a paper roof above me and Kyoto around it all. Now every narrow street looked different from below, the old umbrella breathing with each little wind that blew. I wrote inside my notebook, craft, rain, patience, grace. Some journeys are discovered in one handmade place. Night rain in Pontocho fell softly from the eaves. Lanterns made small rivers on the stones beneath my feet. The alley was so narrow, the sky became a line, and every wooden doorway held a different kind of shine. I walked beneath my umbrella with gold along its seam, past tiny restaurants glowing like pockets of a dream. From somewhere near the river came the smell of charcoal smoke and quiet conversation under lanterns as they woke. A waitress lit a door back and warm light touched the rain. Inside, a small jazz record turned slowly through its frame. The saxophone was distant, the piano soft and low. Kyoto after midnight did not need to overflow. Beside the Kamogawa where the dark water moved, carrying red reflections in a long and silent groove. The city did not glitter the way the big towns do. It glowed in little pieces and let the night pass through. Inside my notebook, Torii, rain and fire. A narrow road can hold more than a boulevard's desire. The umbrella shop behind me, the udon bowl at noon, the morning steps in Gion all returned beneath the moon. When I turned toward my room, the alley softened gray. Lanterns watched behind me as if asking me to stay. But travel moves in whispers, not in promises or plans. So I carried Kyoto's night rain in my coat and camera hands. The morning bell at Kiyomizu moved through the misty air, soft enough for listening, deep enough for prayer. I climbed the wet stone steps with my camera on my chest, while rain slept in the cedars and the rooftops quietly rested. Wooden halls were breathing with the scent of old rain. Visitors walked slowly without needing any name. A thin line of incense rose beside the gate and disappeared above me like a thought that chose to wait. I paused beneath the eaves where the morning gathered low. The city stretched below me in a pale and silver glow. Kyoto did not sparkle, it simply opened wide, like a folded paper window with the quiet kept inside. became less than before. I wrote inside my notebook, "Bell mist, cedar stone." Some places do not speak, yet make you less alone. A child held an umbrella, too large for both his hands. An old woman smiled gently near the wooden prayer stands. The rain began returning in a slow and patient thread, and I tucked the sound of morning in the scarf around my head. When I walked back down the hillside, the bell was almost gone, but it stayed beneath my whiskers like a soft and hidden song. Kyoto's day had started, not with hurry, not with light, but with one low temple echo, fading slowly out of sight. After the rain had ended, I found a garden still. Stones were laid like islands beside a mossy hill. The wooden veranda waited with a quiet kind of grace, and every drop of water had returned to its place. No one asked for movement, no one asked for sound. The raked white stones were breathing without turning around. I sat with folded paws near the temple's shadowed side, and let the empty spaces open very wide. sparrow crossed the courtyard and vanished past the wall. It left no mark behind it, but somehow touched it all. The wind moved through the bamboo with a brush of silver tone, and the garden seemed to listen to a world beyond its own. I wrote inside my notebook, stone, moss, rain and air, and stopped before the sentence could explain why I was there. Some places are not stories, some places are a pause, a little room for silence, without reason, without cause. The clouds began to lighten above the temple roof. A single drop kept falling from a branch as living proof. I watched it hit the gravel and disappear from sight, like travel does inside us when the road becomes too quiet. When I rose from the veranda, the garden stayed the same. No memory tried to hold me, no stone called out my name, but something walked beside me as I left the temple rain. A calmer kind of music with no need to explain. Bamboo wind in Arashiyama moved high above my head. Green light fell in ribbons where the quiet pathway led. I walked between the columns with my camera hanging low. Each step became much softer than the step I took before. The bamboo leaned together without touching the sky, whispering in a language that did not need to try. A mountain breeze came gently through the tall and hollow green, and Kyoto turned to music in a place almost unseen. noise for another day. I brushed my coat more closely and followed shadowed lines where sunlight broke in pieces like old gold through the pines. I wrote inside my notebook, bamboo wind and walking slow. A road can become a river when you stop needing to know. Some journeys are not forward, some journeys are around. The way the leaves keep moving but never leave the ground. From far beyond the forest, I heard the river call, a low and silver murmur past a hidden garden wall. But I stayed a little longer where the green light softly swayed, learning how the morning could be simple, deep and made. When I reached the open road, the forest stayed behind, still moving in the branches, still breathing in my mind. Arashiyama followed in the rhythm of my feet, a bamboo wind inside me, cool, green, and complete. I found Matcha by the river where the afternoon was green. A wooden table waited near the quiet water scene. The bridge made soft shadows on the ripples passing through, and the sky was pale and open with a gentle shade of blue. The bowl was warm and simple in the center of my paws. Steam rose like a whisper with no hurry and no cause. I tasted bitter sunlight and a sweetness on the side, while the river moved beside me like a road that learned to glide. I thought about the temple bell and the garden after rain, the bamboo wind still moving like a song inside my name. Each place had left a color, each color left a sound, and Kyoto kept them soft softly where the river turned around. A boat moved under branches with no one speaking loud. A heron stood in silence underneath a folded cloud. I wrote inside my notebook, tea, river, bridge and breeze. Some afternoons keep flowing long after they leave. The cafe had no music, but I heard the piano there, in the turning of the water and the movement of the air. The bass was in the shadows, the brushes in the leaves. The saxophone was somewhere that only travel sees. When the cup was nearly empty, the day had grown complete. I closed my little notebook and stretched beside the sea. Kyoto did not rush me, it only let me be. A black cat by the river with green tea and memory. Sunset over Kamogawa turned the water soft and gold. The river moved so gently, like a story being told. I sat upon the stones with my camera by my side, watching evening gather on the slow and shining tide. Bicycles crossed the bridge in a quiet little line. Clouds were turning peach above the roofs and shrine. A heron stood in shadow near the river's shallow bend, and every passing ripple found a slower place to end. The page from morning tea, where Matcha left a circle like a small green memory. The temple bell was distant, the bamboo wind was still, but the river kept on moving with a soft and patient will. paper cups, some simply there alone. No one broke the evening, no one asked it to stay. Kyoto turned to amber in its own unhurried way. A saxophone in my memory moved across the light. The piano followed slowly into blue approaching night. The bridges held their shadows like brushstrokes on a stream, and the city seemed to shimmer between waking and a dream. When the sun slipped lower behind the quiet town, I rose with golden water still moving through me now. Kamogawa kept the evening long after I had gone, a river full of sunset and a traveler moving on. Nishiki market, the afternoon grew bright. Lantern signs and paper tags were hanging in soft light. The street was full of colors, but nothing felt too loud. Kyoto moved in small plates through the slow and careful crowd. A stall was grilling fish with smoke curled into air. Another sold sweet omelet cutting golden little squares. Pickles shone in wooden trays, green and red and white. And steam rose from the corners like music finding light. I carried my umbrella folded by my side. The rain had left the pavement with a gentle silver shine. A vendor smiled and offered something warm upon a stick. I bowed like an old traveler and tasted slowly bit by bit. The market was a notebook written not in words but in bowls and paper wrappers and the turning of small birds. I wrote inside my pages skewer tea and ginger steam. A city can be tasted before it turns to dream. Of tea warm softly in my paws, while people passed around me without any need for pause. The bass walked in my memory through the market's gentle beat, and the brush drums were the footsteps moving lightly down the street. By the time I reached the exit, evening touched the roof. My pocket held a postcard and a tiny paper proof. Nishiki Nishiki stayed behind me with its colors, warmth, and sound. A market full of small things that made Kyoto round. I found a coffee house behind a narrow wooden door, where jazz records lined the shelves from ceiling down to floor. A lamp beside the counter made the coffee amber deep, and rain returned to Kyoto like a promise half asleep. The owner warmed the kettle with a quiet, practiced hand. Water circled slowly through the paper and the stand. I sat beside the window with my backpack by the chair, and watched the evening gather in the rain-washed wooden air. Started turning with a little dusty sound. Piano filled the corners and the bass began to round. The saxophone came softly like steam above the cup, and the room became a shelter where the day could loosen up. I wrote about the river and the market's covered street, the sunset over water, and the small things I could eat. Then I closed my notebook for the music to remain. Some memories are written better in coffee, jazz, and rain. A pair of old wooden chairs waited near the wall. A clock above the doorway did not hurry at all. Outside, umbrellas passed in blurs of black and blue. Inside, the coffee darkened into something warm and true. When I left the coffee house, the record still played low. Its melody moved with me where the lantern started to glow. Kyoto had a jazz room hidden from the wider view, and I carried out its silence with the evening turning blue. Arashiyama fell softly on the stones. The wooden paths were quiet between old tiled roofs and homes. Lanterns waited patiently with their amber little eyes, while evening placed a blue veil across the Kyoto skies. I climbed the narrow slope with my camera hanging low, past closed up little shops where the paper signs move slow. The smell of rain and cedar stayed beneath the eaves, and shadows gathered gently on the steps below the leaves. A temple roof in darkness rested on the hill. No bell, no crowd, no hurry, only everything grown still. I paused beside a railing where the city lights began. Tiny gold reflections in the hollow of my hand. I wrote inside my notebook, blue hour, stone and lamp. A coffee house behind me with its record turning damp. The market's taste was fading, the river light was gone, but Kyoto kept on glowing in a deeper kind of song. A soft wind moved around me through the narrow evening street, lifting mist from stone paths and rain from under feet. The saxophone in my memory breathed between the walls, while koto strings imagined the quiet night that calls. When the first stars opened above the temple line, I closed my coat more tightly and let the old street shine. Higashiyama held me without asking me to stay. A blue hour made of lanterns at the ending of the day. Rain touched the Ryokan window in a slow and silver line. The tatami room was quiet at the edge of evening time. My travel bag lay open near a folded cotton sheet, and Kyoto breathed below me through the rain along the street. street. A cup of tea was cooling on the low wooden tray, beside a stack of tickets from every gentle day. I opened up my notebook with my camera by my side, and let the room grow softer with the rainfall outside. I wrote about the station and the wooden street in rain, the first bowl of matcha and the lanterns in the lane. I wrote about old Gion before the morning crowd, and the udon shop at noon where comfort spoke out loud. The paper umbrella waited drying near the door, its faded golden seam still holding streets from before. Hantocho night was glowing in the corner of my mind, a narrow road of lanterns that the rain had left behind. About the temple, the bell within the mist, the stone garden after rainfall where silence seemed to sit. The bamboo wind kept moving though the forest was far away, and Matcha by the river still colored half the day. Outside the Ryokan window, Kyoto did not call. It simply kept on raining over roof and gate and wall. I closed my little notebook with a paw upon the page. A city can be quiet and still become a stage. last walk under red Torii began before the rain. The morning mist was resting on the quiet forest lane. Gate after gate before me rose in vermilion lines, like a road made out of wishes and the patience of old time. The Stone steps held the night in small and shining pools. My coat brushed past the pillars in the mountain air so cool. No crowd had gathered yet, no voices filled the trees, only birds and distant water and the softest little breeze. I walked without a picture, though my camera touched my chest. Some colors feel more honest when the eyes are left to rest. The red above the pathway, the dark earth down below, the gray mist in the cedars, and the morning moving slow. Inside my notebook, Torii, mountain rain. 1,000 gates can open without asking for a name. Kyoto gave no answer, Kyoto made no claim. It only let me wander and leave softer than I came. At a small shrine near the turning, I paused beneath the roof. A bell rope moved so gently, like a quiet kind of proof. I bowed with my suitcase, waiting back behind the door, then listened to the silence a little longer than before. When I walked back down the hillside, the city started blue, and morning found the rooftops with a pale and careful hue. The red gates stayed behind me, but their rhythm traveled on, in every slow step forward toward the day I would be gone. Goodbye, quiet Kyoto, with your rain on wooden walls, your lanterns in the evening, and your narrow stone-wet halls. I walk the final alley with my camera hanging low, letting every little doorway keep the things I could not know. The tea house near Gion had closed its paper screen, but I still smelled bitter matcha in spaces in between. A lantern moved above me in a warm and amber sway, like the first night of the journey had returned to say good day. I remembered morning footsteps before the shops were bright, the paper umbrella opening under soft gray light. The udon bowl was steaming in a room of wood and rain, and Pontocho kept glowing like a quiet little flame. The river held the sunset, the market held its steam, the coffee house held records turning softly in a dream. Higashiyama's blue hours still rested in my eyes, with temple roofs in shadow under deep and patient skies. A bell from far away moved gently through the town, not calling me to stay, not asking me to turn around. It only crossed the rooftops and faded through the air, like Kyoto's way of saying, leave softly if you care. So goodbye, quiet Kyoto. I will carry what I can. Rain, tea, stone and lantern in my notebook and my hands. Tomorrow brings a station, another track, another view. But tonight your silent streets are walking with me too. At Kyoto Station morning, the rain was falling thin. Suitcases rolled softly where the platform light came in. My ticket waited folded inside my travel book, and I gave the quiet city one last careful look. The train doors opened gently with a silver little tone. Travelers stepped inside carrying weather of their own. I found a window seat with my backpack at my feet and placed my notebook open to the page of Gion streets. train began to move past rooftops dark with rain, past small homes, wires and gardens, past a city without claim. Kyoto slipped behind me, not dramatic, not wide, just slowly through the window like a lantern losing light. I read the pages softly as the wheels began their song. Station rain and wooden streets where the morning moved along. Tea near Gion, lantern glow. Pontocho after dark, a temple bell, a stone garden, and bamboo in my heart. The river and the market, the coffee house set blue, the red gates in the morning, and the mist I traveled through. Each memory sat quietly like folded paper cranes, waiting in my suitcase for another city's rain. One more train after Kyoto, one more sky beyond the glass, one more road to walk slowly as the towns and fields pass. I am only passing through, but I keep what I have seen. A black cat with a camera